on, everybody? We're back again. Too Much Geek Talk. I'm Zach. He's Christoph. Um, Today we're going to start off a new series called Top 5. So we decided to go with top 5 movies since we've been born. That would mean I was born in 89, he was born in 94. We should go with 89, but we're going to cut that because we went to 89, and I mean, we should go with him because we'll
There's
know those
nothing.
more.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with 94. The next video will be 95, 96. Once we get to current day, or if we even make it there with that's so many years. But if we make it there, then we're gonna get a little bit more specific with it. We're gonna, maybe top 5 MCU movies, something like that. Maybe we'll sprinkle those in through this series, something like that. But this top 5 is going to be do top 5 comic books of all time, everything like that. So I'm going to start it off. My number one movie from 1994 is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, the first Ace
That was
Ventura.
the first one, right? That was the
Yes.
one with the dolphin scandal, right?
No, that was number 2. Wait, yeah,
That was number
no,
two.
sorry.
Yeah,
Number
no,
1
that's
was
number
the
one.
Dolphin
Yeah.
Candle. The
Yeah.
number 2 was the Safari.
Mm.
Yeah, with Finkel Einhorn.
Yeah. Fuck. What was the quarterback's name? Joe Montana or something
Yeah,
like that.
Joe Montana. And
Yeah.
then you have to always have the laces out. I mean, it was just
Laces out. The
laces
laces
out.
are
I mean,
out.
most of my top 5 is these childish movies that I had as a kid. I mean, it's just a
Well,
nostalgia factor.
I mean, '94 was just a year of comedy. It looks like.
Yeah. Let's get to your number 1.
Before we go further too, like I want to just talk about your number one because I just remember that scene where he talks with his eyes. As a kid,
Yeah.
that shit was hysterical,
I
and
mean,
I was just like, ugh. The scene too where he comes in and his apartment is nothing but fucking animals and birds. You're just like,
and the landlord is saying, "You have a bunch of animals in there." He's like, "No, I don't. What are you talking about?" And
you
then
know, I
there's
do
also
that.
the one where he's going through. I mean, I just love that opening part where he's going through with the box and just smashing it on everything, kicking it through
Yeah,
the thing, everything, just so he can get the dog that needs to be
yeah.
rescued.
I think yeah,
Uh,
as someone who worked at a shipping place, I just thought that was hysterical because the way he crushed that box, like shook it up, and I'm just like, man, I wish somebody
yeah.
would mail my box like that. Like, ease. No, so my number one is the reason why I'm goofy. It's the reason why I love comedy and just it's just best to I don't say best to be goofy than be yourself, but be yourself if you're goofy. God damn it, be goofy if you need to. It's obviously it's The Mask. It's just one of those movies that like you can't get tired of watching. Like I'm smoking. Like it's just iconic. There's so many. I was rewatching a scene from The Mask. Did you know he pulled out a condom in his pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
did not know
very
that when I
adult.
was a
It's one of
child and I
those adult
rewatched it.
ones
I
that you
was
don't
like,
know.
he goes up, wrong balloon or wrong pocket or whatever. I'm just like, what? All those genius like jokes that we didn't get as a child, you could get them as adults. So it's just a good movie to come back to and watch it more than
Yeah.
once because
Cameron Diaz's
hilarious.
first movie.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah. I loved Max, the little dog.
the dog was
Loved
the
him when he
cutest.
puts the mask on and he goes crazy.
It's just Jim Carrey's performance was great, and then what I even liked when they gave it to the bad guy, he became evil, and like the mask was manipulating him. Like
Yeah,
I just love that a lot.
yeah,
And it talked about Loki. It was Loki's mask. That's why it's like that. I don't know. It's
yeah,
some weird folklore
yeah.
to
No,
the
it was Loki. It was
Loki's
cursed by
mask.
Loki
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah. So moving on to my number 2, uh, Dumb and Dumber. I mean, he had a good year. Wait,
He had a great
I
year.
can't think of his name. It just
Jim
popped up.
Carrey.
Jim Carrey. I don't know why it just popped out of my head, but he had an amazing year in '94. I mean, Dumb and Dumber. This could be even a contender for number 1 for me again. I've probably watched this movie a billion times at this point. I mean, it's just that slapstick, hilarious comedy, just idiots, hilariousness stuff. I watch it to this day, and it's still got
It's
stuff that I'm
funny.
like little details in there that like you're like, oh, that makes sense
The
now, and
the
things like
first
that.
one was when they were on the moped, right? And then they got stuck on behind each other's back, or is that the second one?
No, that's the first one.
That's the first one. Yeah, yeah. That scene was just so funny because I remember as a kid seeing that shit. I'm just like, how did that? How did they do that? Like, would that really happen if you're driving on a moped? Like, would you really freeze like that? Like,
And
it
then
just, it just was a funny movie.
a little spoiler alert, probably for future top fives of the years we were born series. I like all the Dumb and Dumber movies. I like the prequel
That's not a
Dumb and Dumber
spoiler.
movie, the sequel Dumb and Dumber movie. I love them all, so they will probably be on my top fives for those years
For whenever they come out, yeah.
whenever they
What
come
about
out.
the newer ones? Did you watch those?
The Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah,
and then
Dumbest or
there's the
whatever.
there's the one that's the prequel. I actually love the prequel
No,
where
really.
they were in high school. That one was hilarious.
Mm.
But okay, your number three. Where are we going? Or number two? Sorry, your
My,
number
my
two.
number two. My number two is another classic. It's one of my. I think because of this movie is why I love this director, Quentin Tarantino. It's Pulp Fiction.
Hmm.
It is. I how do I have to describe Pulp Fiction? Pulp Fiction is multiple movies in one, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like you're watching more than one movie. It doesn't feel like you're even watching a movie because it's a story of events and you're just seeing how everything connects at the end. And it's just, I think it's just well done editing, well done. You know, Quentin Tarantino at his best. Come on, you had Samuel Jackson and what's his name? Something. What's his name? Oh my God, what is his name?
John Travolta.
John Travolta, thank you.
Yeah.
You couldn't think of Jim Carrey. I couldn't think of John Travolta. Those two in a movie together, like that was so iconic to see,
Yeah.
and just that whole mysterious of you don't know what's in the briefcase, and everyone thinks it's a head, everyone thinks it's gold. Like you never know, and then like I don't know, just that movie overall was just a really great movie from '94. Still one of my favorite movies
Yeah.
at all time. Like
Yeah. I mean, very quotable movie as well. Very
very.
quotable. Me and my cousin from
I knew
this
that
to
whole
this day.
saying when he had that gun and he's talking about the spiel that he gives before he shoots people. I used to know that shit heart by heart, but I can't remember it.
Me and my cousin will still be like we'll play Call of Duty Zombies or something, and if I need to be revived, I'm like, hey man, I'm pretty fucking far from okay. So
You know the blood all over him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So to
Your
get
number
into
three.
my number three, I'm also going with a little bit more of an adult, not so much kid film. I'm going with Clerks.
That's a kid's
Obviously,
film.
obviously, I didn't watch Clerks in 1994. I watched it
Yes, you did. You
years
just don't want your
later.
parents to know.
Years later, probably not that far after 1994. Probably about four
I think I
years
watched that
later
movie when
in
I was
like
14.
89 or no, sorry, 98. I probably watched it, and then it pretty much just it sculpted the way I watch movies after that, especially comedies. I've been the View Askew universe of Jay and Silent Bob and all that stuff. I've
Got to.
watched every single Kevin Smith movie,
Yeah.
whether he wrote it or not.
Mallrats.
All that stuff, yes. I mean, I think that sculpted our generation is just Clerks.
Yeah, it really did. I think with like it is and it shapes it in the sense of like we were all rando. We're all gonna become rando one day and just be a narcissistic know it all and just lazy as fuck, but just chop it up and know everything. Like how does somebody that lazy know all this information? Like
Yeah,
I guess pinnacles my generation. We're all lazy, but we're all know it alls. We're just too
yeah,
lazy to fucking do it. Like
yeah. All right.
I just think that was one of the like first black and white movies that I actually saw that I was like, oh, this is nice. I actually like this, and I don't know.
All right. So let's get to your number three.
My number three, it's not really my favorite movie per se, but from '94, it's in my top five. It's Forrest Gump. The only reason why I don't like
Okay.
Forrest Gump is because after you watch it for a while, it's one of those movies that's too long, so you're just like you could feel it. You're like,
Yeah.
you kind of like draws out a little bit in the middle, and then you're just like, okay, who cares? But I guess because of that, we have now Bubba Gump Shrimp, and Bubba Gump Shrimp is fucking delicious. The restaurant, you know, I can't hate on it for that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
just think, and it's also another quotable movie.
oh,
Lieutenant Dan,
100%.
like it's just
Life is like a
iconic.
black box of chocolates, all that stuff.
Hey,
Uh,
Jenny, like it's
run,
just
Forrest, run. I mean, I think it's more the quotes and everything than the
yeah.
movie itself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
big
And then the
to this day.
costume that he wore with the hat, and he was the one who created the smiley face. Like it was just funny how
Yeah.
everything transpired. I think my favorite clip was when he was in the back of Reagan. Was it Reagan? No, it was
Yeah.
Nixon getting
Nixon.
elected. And he's just there like not knowing what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. Like
Yeah.
I just thought it's a classic.
All right. So I'll go into my number 4. Is the Flintstones. I remember this being like the movie.
Yes.
This is the first movie that I saw multiple times in theaters. I remember going to see this in theaters at least 3 times. Like, I don't know why, but I really loved this movie. I'm even like, remembering, like, walking out of this movie, my parents were like, "So, how did you like it?" And I was like, "Dude, I love that movie. It was so great." And they're like, "But you love every movie you walk out of." And I did, like, when I was a kid. I still pretty much do. I don't think there's a movie I walk out of and don't go, "Oh, that was horrible." Like, I can't find anything good to say about that movie. I don't think there's anything.
Star Wars.
No, I mean all Star Wars, even the prequels that I obviously hate. I can find something
I
about
was
them
talking about
that.
the sequels, sir. I was talking
Well,
about the
that too.
sequels.
Last Jedi, maybe I walked out saying that was the worst movie ever.
They
But the other two, like
talking
Force
about
Awakens,
prequels.
but that's way off topic. But anyways, uh, but the Flintstones, John Goodman. I dressed up. I dress up almost every Halloween of my adult life as Fred Flintstone. So I mean, I love the Flintstones. It's a great movie.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because like I remember going to see it because it was like a big deal. That was the one where they went to Vegas, right?
No,
No, okay,
that's a
that's
couple.
the
Well,
second
then
one
we'll get
then.
to that in a couple of years. That's
Yeah, okay,
Viva Rock
that's
Vegas.
that's the one I saw. I didn't see the original then. I've only saw when they went to Vegas then,
Oh, you
so I
got to
can't
see
really
the
say anything
original.
about
The
this.
original is
Yeah,
amazing. I
I mean
love the
that was a
original.
great. It was one of my favorite
I
cartoons. So like,
believe in Viva Rock Vegas, yeah, they changed Barney.
yeah, oh okay,
Barney was one of the Baldwin brothers in the first one, and then in the second one, it was the guy from. I can't. I don't know his name honestly.
I know, yeah,
He was
I
in
know what
Game
you're
of
talking about.
Thrones. I don't remember his name, but yeah, they changed Barney, but I think everybody else stayed the same. I know that John Goodman definitely stayed the same, but yeah. So you're number 4.
My number four, I kind of have to put this on here on my top five just because any kid from or any person from my generation from the year '94, I think will gut me and berate me and cancel me on Twitter if I didn't put Lion King on my top five. It's
Mm-hmm.
lower, but it's not number five, but it's on the lower spectrum. The only reason why it's on the lower spectrum, Lion King was such a great movie. It was phenomenal. The concept of life within that movie, concept of a father trying to teach his son stuff. It was a good movie, but I don't know why. It's just not one of my favorites. I'm putting
I,
that out there. I'm
I
sorry, don't
agree.
kill
I
me,
agree. I mean, I love The Lion
but it's a
King.
good movie.
It's a really good movie, but
Hakuna Matata. I think the
Hakuna
best
Matata and all that stuff.
thing from Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa, because Lion King 1.5, the best Lion King movie
I've
when
never watched that,
they're
but I've been.
editing.
You're the second person that has said
Oh,
that. That's way better.
it's the best movie because it's just those two talking about what happened in the first one through their perspective. It is the greatest shit. It is the greatest like unfolding of movies, and I think that was one of the first time I've actually seen characters break the fourth wall within a movie because they're in a theater watching the movie
Hmm.
while we're watching them watch the movie. It's one of those type of movies.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It
just
wasn't
funny.
one of my favorites as a kid. It's not even one of my favorite Disney movies at all, but
I don't
it's
even know
good.
that
I
one.
do like it. I get why
Yeah,
you put it where you put it.
great songs. You know what I mean? And it's just I feel like the live action kind of put a dirty stain in people's mouths just because they left a lot of the guts out of that movie. But it's a remake, so what can you do?
Yeah. So now I'm gonna go into my honorable mentions. Just before we get to 5, we're gonna go into honorable mentions. Just gonna name them off. No explanation. No really talking about the movie. Just boop boop boop. I've got three. Christoph's got three, and then we'll go into our number five of our top five. So my honorable mentions is Leon the Professional, True Lies, and The Santa Claus.
Okay, I've only heard one of those three.
Really? You've never watched True Lies? Like, I know you haven't watched Leon the Professional, but check out those two. Come on. Best action movies of all time, maybe. Watch them. Watch them. What are your three?
The Santa Claus was a really good movie. And because once again, '94 was a great year of movies. I'm gonna go kind of childish, not so childish. The Land Before Time, because every '90 kids watch Land Before Time. I think I would choose Land Before Time over Lion King, honestly, because Land Before Time with Littlefoot was the best. Blank Check. If you haven't seen Blank Check, it was an original Disney movie. Disney original movie.
It's on Disney Plus right now. Go check it out. That movie.
Phenomenal.
I just
It's a
watched it
great
recently,
check.
and it's really great.
Because what would you do if you got a check that had no number on it and you just could put any amount of number,
As a kid, yeah.
any amount of money on that check? As a kid, how many zeros can I fit on this? Like, and then my last honorable mention is Speed because that was such a roller coaster movie.
Yes.
Bad acting, but such a great movie. Such a great concept of a movie.
All right, my number five is Three Ninjas Fight Back. Now, this movie I watched multiple times. I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I do remember having it on VHS. If you don't know what VHS is, Google it. I don't have time to explain it to you kids. But
What does video housing system?
no, that's not it. But I don't. What does VHS?
What does VHS stand for? Video housing system. That's where I'm going with.
No, I don't think so.
Don't look it up.
Okay, but I remember watching this multiple times. So it's pretty much Home Alone, but with three brothers who,
So
by their grandfather, know karate, and they pretty much outsmart these dumb people. The fact that you haven't watched this movie and I haven't watched it in forever, I think we need to watch and review this movie.
So you just said it's Home Alone meets Karate Kid. Boom.
It's Karate Kid. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I would go with that explanation. But the fact that you haven't seen it, I think we need to watch it and review it, sir. It's good. We could go through the whole series, it won't make my top five in that year. Probably not even my honorable mentions, but there's like I think 4 or 5 of these. And in the fourth one, I think
I've never heard of any of these.
in the fourth one, I think they fight Hulk Hogan in a theme park. Gets a little out of hand. I'm guessing that's like 98 that happens, but
Somebody ran out of ideas. It's like we need to do something with WWE. Get the kids back. Let's get the kids back into it. Like,
all right, you're number 5 to finish it off, Chris.
my number 5. Once again, we kind of went from the best to the weakest movie. I won't say the worst. Little Rascals for me was one of the, I don't know. It showed me a Little Rascals proved to me that you can form organized crime within your friends. If you have enough friends, you can have organized crime. I'm just playing. That's not really what it's about. But it is if you think about it, because they have the hut, they have the boys crew only, no girls allowed. I'm just playing. No, that was that. But I think Little Rascals was just one of those once again iconic movies that I want to say maybe every '90s kid has seen, but
I think they should have.
You have to, because you know, I got a pickle, I got a pickle, I got a pickle, hey, 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 hey. Or the greatest line, what's the number to 911? Like, that line had me dying and laughing. Because I really thought about it as a kid. I was like, what is the number to 911? It's 911. Oh, like, you know, it was one of those, like, okay. Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, I love that movie. I did. I watched it multiple times.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for our top 5 from 1994. Next time we'll be doing 95. Maybe we'll split it up with maybe some other different top 5s to see how to split it up for us so it's not the same thing every time. But click subscribe. like this video, and click the bell. See you guys next time.